That's some of the best food that I've had for sure. And we not only don't get that specific. We don't get that specific. Not only do we not get that specific, but we like. It feels like people. I think people in Richmond feel like if they want to make. Oh my god. I feel like people in Richmond think that if they want to make like an Asian place, they can't do specific, because if they do specific, they're going to alienate the sensitive Caucasian Western palates. That it was like Hollingsworthless said with Montana, a Vietnamese place will have pad thai because every Western white person expects that to be in every Asian place they go to. Did you ever make it to the caverns? I made it to the caverns yesterday and got juggle fucked to death by a combination of enemies that I don't think is as hard as the game made them look, but the combination of how they came after me absolutely destroyed me. I got absolutely obliterated. At least in Indonesia, Western food seems kind of fancy. I know never to take any Americans because they'll be disappointed, except McDonald's because that's usually different. Listen, I have a good sense of humor. I have a good sense of humor about like going to another country and seeing what they consider American food. When I was in Holland with my ex-girlfriend. Oh, I was like, what the fuck? When I was in Holland with my ex-girlfriend, she took me to a grocery store, and at the grocery store, she took me to the international section, and they were just the world's worst-looking hamburgers and hot dogs, shrink-wrapped in styrofoam containers. And I was like, what is this? And she's like, this is the American food. And I was just like, this looks like plastic food that we would give to our kids. Like, this looks like a cartoon rendition of what these foods look like. But like, at the same time, like, I'm always genuinely curious to see how the food's represented. Amber and her family, for the longest time, when she was at her semester abroad, they could not for the life of them find a decent milkshake anywhere in Europe. So it's things like that I get curious to see how things are being done. And it's things like yeah, can I find a good milkshake? I don't necessarily expect them to be good, but I'm not like mad at people for trying, especially if they're going based off of like recipes on the internet and just impressions that were made by reading food blogs and stuff like that. Maybe even poorly translated food blogs, you know? New York has some variety in Indonesian places in Queens. Tried to get Justin to go there last time he was in the city, but he didn't have enough time. I've been to a Malaysian restaurant in Amsterdam. Amsterdam? I might have been in Maastricht. It was a long time ago. But for my 25th birthday, Marlene took me to go eat at a Malaysian restaurant. I liked it. It was good. I did not have a very discerning palate at 25, and I genuinely remember enjoying it. It was a lot of unfamiliar flavors, but there was nothing that I ate that I wasn't pretty thrilled with. But yeah, any major city, for the most part, any major city that's even remotely close to the edges of the United States, is gonna have, I think, pretty well represented. Is gonna have pretty well represented ethnic food. I just want to clear this out so I can shop. Skills, they said. Got to fight Dracula for the first time yesterday. Got him down to 1/3 health, and then slipped once and got juggled to death. Brutal. I can't even imagine what Dracula's like on boss cells 3, 4, 5. Last time I was in England, they had a squid ink burger for the burgers at McDonald's. Yeah, American palates are not that adventurous. I work at a homemade ice cream shop that does milkshakes. Every milkshake to me is shitty now. Yep, that's a Amber went around and just like every place that they saw was like real American style milkshakes. And it was essentially just thick flavored milk. Should have gone to an Indonesian place. The Netherlands has a ton of options for Indonesian food. The Dutch colonized us for 300 years. Oh. Different trip, my guy. Ah, shit. Can I? Ugh, that X. Shit, how do I find this? Laffy Taffy, TwitchCon, EU, I guess. Images. I went to an Indonesian place when I was in Amsterdam last time. It was me and Amber and Noah and like Ratters and a couple of other different people. I think Domestic Dan went with us too. Yeah, Dan went with us too. That was awesome. I wanted to see if I could find photos. Cat. Anybody with strong Google foo? Please. I can't believe I got hit right there. I'm a big dumb idiot. Oh, that cost me my 30. That sucks. I just didn't know how to get up there quickly. Yeah, it definitely feels like on these boss cells fights, these big boss cell fights, you really only have the wiggle room to make like one mistake, and then after that you just get absolutely pummeled to death. Oh. I am again in a place where I really just need to slow my ass down, man. I wish. Is this the one? Yeah, that's the one. Who did that? Who's my best friend? Wofford! There you go. Oh, right, it was in the... I did shakshuka. That's a good food trip, man. Little pancake action. Look good for a dead man? That's the only way I look good. That's the standard you have to set. Taffy looks pretty good. Based on what metric? Well, I mean, like, for a dead guy, he looks good. Yeah, no, I guess I'll give you that. That's fair. I've learned that McLaffy Taffy's wife is a popular search. So you're saying there's an OnlyFans chance. I'm annoyed that Food Reviews Richmond, Virginia doesn't have Taffy anywhere on the first page. I'm working on it. I gotta build up a catalog. And what's funny to me is that like I had been posting video game clips on TikTok, just the same stuff that I put on all the other socials, and they get a couple of views, or hell, they made like 2 of them even went viral. But like they get a couple of oh my god, I get like a couple of views, and then I'll just sit here for a second. Nope, nope, that's bad. But you get your choice of toppings. The toppings contain potassium benzoate. Nope, super bad, hyper bad. But anyway, I'm pulling together I'm pulling together a catalog, and the funny thing to me is that unless it was one of the couple of clips that I did that went viral, video game clips go up there, they get popped for a couple of views, and then they go away. The food review clips, even if they start off really slow, as long as the place that I'm reviewing stays in business, they're evergreen. I'm still getting views on like every so I can go basically wherever I want. Okay. For every review that I do, so long as the restaurant stays in business, it keeps getting views because people, years from now will go like, oh, I wonder if this place is any good, and they'll search that place. And there I'll be. So if I can build up a catalog over this year, then hopefully at that point I can start seeing some SEO results, and that'd be, honestly, I'd love for that to be the next chapter. That'd be really cool to me. Lisa! Good morning. How is Taffy making me hungry again? God damn it, Taffy. I'm making myself hungry too, if it's any consolation. I don't think that it is. Gaming in the morning and food in the afternoon would be cool. My resub notification didn't go off. Oh well. Happy to be here as always. Thank you for keeping me company while I do half my church job. Of course, Alyssa. I'm always thrilled to have you here. You are the greatest. Every time you say family style, I have to remind myself that you have not seen Idiocracy. I don't think I can at this point. From what I hear, it's less satire and more prophetic, and it makes me sad to even think about. Yeah, that has become less satire and more documentary. Dadbods, got your whisper. I'm actually gonna leave. Well, I don't want to leave it open, but like, I'm gonna make myself a note to ping you afterwards. Talk about like SEO optimization and things like that. And the irony to me is that like for a while, until I got a couple of videos up on TikTok and they were of a standard or quality that I would approve of, I didn't want people knowing what I was doing. If it happened organically, great, but otherwise, I didn't want to tell. I did the same thing with Twitch. I feel so bad. So I had the oh Jesus, my good buddy Andy Boothby, who is the friend that I keep telling y'all about, who was playing Santa. Bye. The friend I had who was playing Santa and then fucking died at the luxury hotel where he was playing Santa. Super nice guy who came over, who asked if I wanted to like hang out. Came over, hung out with me, and I was in my early days of Twitch. And I didn't talk to him at all about video games because I was so embarrassed. I was like, if this fails, I'm gonna look like a fool for sticking my neck out in this like wild crapshoot pipe dream fucking ambition that I've got. And it's one of my great regrets is that I just didn't like go loud and proud and say like, I'm doing this crazy thing in this new form of entertainment, and I'm hopefully gonna crush it. I'm doing the same thing now, and I'm trying to get over that with the food review thing. Is that I had not advertised that I was doing that on, you know, Facebook, because Facebook fucking sucks. But like I hadn't advertised it on Instagram, and the irony is that I didn't do it on Facebook and Instagram because Facebook and Instagram are the place where I know the most Richmond area people. And so there was a part of me that was like, I don't want to feel embarrassed if they show up and they're just like, what is this fucking idiot doing? Yeah, I know that place. Oh, he had a terrible take on that place. What the fuck is this guy talking about? I was like, I only want to be found by strangers who won't mock me. And it's like, that's a pretty small window, bud. But it's weird. It's weird to not want to... It's weird to not want to initially not want your stuff to get discovered because you're worried that it's bad, but that is a reality inside my brain that I'm trying to overcome, that I'm trying to get better about, where it's like, you know, I did the oh, Jesus. I'm trying to do this, like I did the same thing when I started making video game content, and I'm trying to get better about it faster this time, because I know that that's a thing that I do. Then it was fine thinking about how bad Taffy is. I was like, this is all it takes, huh? What are you talking? I will not be shamed by who I'm attracted to in men by you. I will not be told that my type is wrong by Orb Lady, of all people. I don't know why that, all people. I just wanted to say something that sounded hurting. Like, I just wanted to say something mean because I was like, how dare you shame my type? I'm just sitting here thinking of, like, biting things that I can tag on. What are you saying about Lucid? Exactly that. I will not be shamed by the people who I find attractive. I said that I find Lucid's ability to, like, take control of a situation and very deftly move in on, like, the cooking stream where he was carving up the venison. I was like, oh, look at you taking charge. You're so strong. Look at the precision on those knife cuts. Looks like you really know what you're doing with your hands. Lucid was gonna let you, do dentist fantasies. He was gonna help you work through them. Scanning. Alright. Again, I also want to point out that I think the thing that was jarring for me was that originally this dentist looked like a Mormon missionary. And I was just shocked. Like, I genuinely think I was jarred. I was shocked at how much difference the beard made. I think for me, it's not necessarily that I look at that dude and I go, this is the pinnacle of human evolution. But I do look at that dude and think to myself, this dude could not be further from where he was. No, Ryan, don't get hit, you dumb idiot. It is up here with the goddamn dummy now. Yeah, the bit, like, of all people, you fucker, it was just the meanest thing I could think of. I felt attacked. So I swung out of the corner, and then I was instantly like, ugh, what does that mean? I was like, ugh, what does that mean? I was like, I don't know, it just sounded very mean. Have you seen Keanu before and after the beard? I don't know, probably. I didn't really categorize it. Never underestimate the power of a good beard. I don't remember who it was. It was my mom or Amber or somebody. It was my mom or Amber or somebody that I was just like, yeah, I never get to not have the beard again because chat says that I look like a pedophile without it. And the sad thing is like, I agree with them. Taffy was on the turnbuckle. It was, you know what? Honestly, if it was a wrestling match, I was on the turnbuckle. I was taking a beating. My eyes got a little blurry. I swung as hard as I could, and how hard I made contact was like frightening to me. I was like, uh-oh. In wrestling terms, I was like, oh man, that's gonna bring receipts. I'm just agreeing with the Christian chick. You are easy. I'm defining my own. I'm defining my own boundaries from a place of ignorance. Damn, somebody's hyper dead in there. I'm getting hungry, if you can believe it. Alright, now we come up here and we murder this man. I have no money on this run. They have an upside down pineapple in their office? Do they really? Your Taffy, your default I thought was hungry. It feels that way. I'm always shocked, like, by how little Amber eats. I just wanted to see Taffy's response. It was that of confusion. I was like, I don't watch Psych. I have no idea what we were talking about before. I'm trying to pivot back to quite literally anything else. He doesn't know? I have no idea. There are lots of things I don't know. I like to put off. I like to put out into the world that I know stuff. In reality, there are a lot of things I don't know. Name one thing you don't know? I was watching Succession the other day and they just asked quite plainly for the price of a gallon of milk. And I was like, I couldn't tell you what the price of a gallon of milk is these days. I haven't done grocery shopping in so long. Taffy talk about Italian food. I feel bad talking about Italian food in Richmond because there's not a lot of good Italian food in Richmond. It makes me sad. It's like talking about good Chinese noodle places. There aren't good Chinese noodle places. And whenever I talk about the absence of them in the city, it makes me grumble. Gallon of milk, definitely less than $30. I feel like I'm in an economics class. My mind is swelling with new knowledge. My Peloton instructor thought one ice cream cone cost 20 bucks. I was watching a TikTok post of a guy who went out to Montauk, to the most expensive grocery store in the world, or in the United States, and the shit that he was eating at the price that he was eating it: 3 chocolate chip cookies for $11, a side of Chipotle mayo for $18, chicken tenders for like, I don't know, $22 or something like that, a detox salad for $32. Let me see if I can find it. It was banana balls.
We are at the most expensive grocery store in the entire Hamptons, trying the most expensive items in the entire store. We just spent $200 on lunch.
For what's in that bag? $200.
We have this $42 grilled shrimp. You could probably buy a home rocking like a good 3 inches. It's a pretty big shrimp. It is really good.
$42 shrimp.
I don't know how to quantify. I wanted it to like make me fly or something. That's highway robbery for sure. We have chips and guac. This was $32. This makes Chipotle look like a fucking steal. This guac better fucking blow my socks off. And I love chips and guac. Pretty fucking good guac, actually. But $17 for these chips, I'm not sure. Next up, we have this $35 chicken tenders and Chipotle mayo. This Chipotle mayo is $15 fucking dollars. What are they, hand farming these Chipotles in Mexico and walking them to Montauk? It looks pretty fucking luscious though, I'm not gonna lie. The girth of the tender they're rocking with, that is a massive tender. Do a dunk here. Not worth it. Chipotle mayo is good, but for 16 fucking bucks, it doesn't even hold Jersey Mike's jockstrap. Next up, we have this $25 granola. It probably costs, what, 5 cents to make granola? And what even is granola? Some almonds and some grain? A National Bicentennial Farm. What does that mean? Does that mean that they can charge whatever they want? It is so dry and chewy. This has to be a prank. Next up, we have this $32 detox salmon salad. I would love to see the Erewhon moms and the Hamptons Berry moms battle for this detox salad. It's pretty good. It's really good. But I could probably go catch this bitch for 10 at the fishing rod at the beach. And the most highly anticipated item, what Round Swamp Farm is known for, is $11 chocolate chip cookies. I'm not gonna lie, these cookies look fucking cracked. Sea salt caramel chocolate chip.
Cookies kind of look like the one thing I might splurge on.
Gave these cookies an 8.2 review.
But everything else is
crunchy and chewy, loaded with chocolate and some sea salt on top.
Everything else is a failure of humanity.
I might eat this entire pack.
So, anyway. Yeah, those cookies were like the only thing out of that list that I was like, I could see myself spending $11 to try those cookies. If I would do Crumble, or if I would do Red Eye Cookie Company, or whoever, then I could see myself dropping $11 for cookies, but everything else was just like, it felt like an SNL skit. Those tenders look dry as fuck, man. Those tenders look hyper dry. Anyway. I don't think I'm going to be able to get 60. I feel like I've gotten hit too many times. Damn, that guy got exploded by my ghost army. What's funny is that Amber and I went to sleep last night saying that we'd never talk about eating food again, and now I'm sitting here going like, I could stand to eat. I could stand to eat. Get the fuck out of here, I didn't jump over that. Oh my god. Why am I so bad? My dude swung the wrong direction. Take that to mean whatever you like. Getting roughed up. There's a wrong direction to swing. There is apparently in Mortal Kombat, in the martial arts. Not so much if you're just like partying. And away! So for lunch today, I have the leftover half sailor. I have a leftover half of Amber's egg salad sandwich. And the onion rings from the steakhouse. That sounds pretty good to me. I think the ossuary is gonna have extra bonus, yeah. And then we can still get to where we're trying to go from the ossuary. We just have to go insufferable crypt. Hampton moms are always looking for the latest detox things because their lives are full of nothing but low-key substance abuse brought about by the soul-crushing misery of their empty family relationships. Yeah, that sure was something. That video sure was something. I mean, I don't know that I'm still rolling with death's sides forever. I kind of want to just hold on to my money until I get whatever is going to end up being our real deal Holyfield. I'm gonna go with what doesn't kill me. We're not going to the bank. Whee! Dude, I might go grab that egg sandwich real quick. That one doesn't need to be warmed up. Chat, I know I'm doing a shit job of playing video games today. I'll be back in a second. I'm gonna try to slow way down and take way less damage. Your food spreadsheet's almost done and somehow someone has already found it because I see someone visiting. That's the kind of enthusiasm I like to see. Sometimes I get bummed out by my crippling food addiction. But then other times I realize that I turned my gaming addiction into a profitable company. And then I calm down because I'm like, you know what? Instead of getting this fixed, I could just turn it into a way to make money. Oh, I thought I fixed that. Yeah, the cheer minimum goes to 10,000 bits in the afternoon when we're doing Persona, because we want to make it cost, basically, we want it to cost $100 for someone to spoil that game. If somebody wants to give me 10,000 bits to spoil that game, then they can. I guess it didn't save. I think I said everything else back, though. But yeah, we realized that we set a whole bunch of, like, we put it in sub-only mode, but then we realized that somebody could get a message through for 1 penny. And we're like, oh, that's not right. Normally gets here around 9:30, say hello at 10:30.
Yeah, that's your bits.
Well, you don't speak until later in the broadcast, that's all I'm saying. I was trying to set reasonable expectations in case you had a busy work day. Thank you for the biddies, dude. We'll give this a swing. Amber and I were at Buckhead's last night. You missed a damn fine meal. I mean, like, you weren't invited. It was a fucking wedding, or an anniversary. It was an anniversary dinner. But I mean, like, you know. At some point, we'll have to find an excuse to go back. Because Buckhead's is ridiculously expensive, but fuck me if it's not good. What the fuck hit me, dude? Okay. It was probably that guy. I'm getting fucking dumpstered. This game shows me no mercy. Long revenge story short, roommate ate all my Oreos yesterday, so I took 2 identical whiskey flasks and filled one up with maple syrup as I've been calling it Canadian roulette. Very cool. I mean, like, very cool in a revengey sort of way. Trying to decide if this thing's working for me. I keep taking just the world's worst damage. Getting grumpy. If you can squeeze a little more damage out of the uncharged hit, it would be nice. Yeah, I suppose so. I feel like I run the risk of getting locked in the animation. And I don't know that it's gonna stagger, so there's a part of me that's like, I'm trying to weigh whether or not it's worth it to just beat the living shit out of these things with one big hit, or to hit them with the flurry and just kind of try to keep my eyes on whether or not they're staggered. I assumed when I first played this game, ironically, I assumed that my go-to builds... would be, melee builds, and now I'm starting to think that this is going to be a game where I'm just better off at ranged, like I'm just better at applying ranged builds. But I also don't feel like I've come across many ranged builds that do the kind of damage output that I need. I think my big revelation that I'm sad about is that I'm probably gonna have to go much slower in combat and take fewer risks and slow down and be less greedy in some of these fights. But I just feel like the longer that I set myself up for fights where it's like, oh man, your timing has to be really good. Like I run the fuck. I feel like I run the risk of taking these little hits of damage. At this level, it's very okay. Fun. At this level, it's very hard to do multiple hits. It's very hard to do sustained damage. Because better gamers than me may be able to do it, but I can't stand still. Oh. That didn't work. That didn't work either. Fuck! I was trying to see how I swear to God I'm not intentionally throwing. I was trying to see how instinctive my parry timing was, to see if I could use it as a way to cheese health back out of the game.